Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can tell by the title, we are back again with yet another review. But before we dive into all of that, I want to welcome back all of my returning subscribers. If you are new around here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, we do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So if you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. If you do end up enjoying this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, which is always truly appreciated. And if you do want to reach out to me outside of YouTube, you will be able to reach me on Instagram under ACS Sneakers. So with all those formalities out of the way, if we now just go ahead and get straight into the video. So before we actually dive into the video itself, I want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors, Shoestack. Now, if you haven't seen one of my more recent videos, in that video, we did actually debut the brand new sneaker wall that you can see behind me. Now, I will make sure to leave a link above in the cards if you do want to check out that video. But if you do want to get your hands on any of these premium boxes for yourself to start developing your own display, I will make sure to leave a link in my description area below, along with my exclusive discount code ACS10. So if you do want to save yourself a little bit of cash at checkout, do make sure to use my code as well. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, Shoestack. Thank you once again for sponsoring this video. So before we go ahead and actually take a look at the shoes, let's just take a quick look at the shoe box. Now at face value, we just have a pretty standard box for this release. Throughout, we have this almost navy or black colour, and then in the centre of the lid, we do have that Nike Air Force 1 branding. If we then take a quick look at the label, which reads Air Force 1 or 7 in the black LT Blue Fury colourway. Now this is a UK 8.5, which is a US 9.5, as you will be able to see on the size label. Hopefully that is focusing for you. And then if we do just quickly open up the box itself, on the inside of the box, we do actually have this really nice tissue paper. Hopefully that'll focus as well. Not sure if it will. On the actual tissue paper itself, we do actually have little stars, which I thought was a really nice touch. But we're not here for all of that, so if we now just go ahead and get straight into the shoes. So without any further ado, here we have the Nike Air Force 1 computer chip. Now, just like we do with all of my reviews, we'll be starting from the upper and then working our way down, and hopefully by the end of this video, help you guys decide if this is actually a shoe you want for your personal collection. So if we start out with the uppers to begin with, now the upper for the most part has actually been composed of this entirely all black leather material. Now this is coming in at a slightly higher price point than your standard Air Force 1. So with that in mind, the leather quality, as far as I'm concerned, is actually considerably a lot better than your standard Air Force 1 as well. Has a really nice texture to it. It doesn't feel plasticky in any way like your standard Air Force 1 does. And I think over time, even if you do wear this and it does crease, I still think it's going to break in a lot better than your standard Air Force 1 as well. Is it the best leather in the world? Absolutely not. But is it good enough for the price point? I definitely think it is. But from there, if we then work our way into the quarter panel, this is where things do start to get a lot more interesting, as instead of that leather material that we've seen throughout the rest of the upper, we do actually have this almost silky plasticky material. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I really do like it. Has a really interesting texture to it. I'm not sure if the mic will actually pick that sound up. I don't know why I like it, I just think it adds a lot to this shoe, and I think without it, this shoe just wouldn't be the same, it wouldn't be what it is, so it is definitely one of my favourite things on this entire shoe. But if we then just continue to take a look at the rest of the upper as a whole, now running right the way throughout the shoe from the heel to the toe, we do have this computer chip inspired detailing. If you do take a picture of this shoe with the flash on, it is going to be reflective, which in itself is just absolutely incredible. I think that adds so much to this actual shoe. You know, at face value, it is a little bit plain, but the fact that it is reflective is a massive win. But if you do actually look up close at the detailing as well, not only does it look really cool and actually feel really nice under hand, you can actually make out the silhouette of a few of the characters as well. So from what I've been able to find, you can see the silhouette of Bugs Bunny. You can also see LeBron James as his cartoon character, and then running throughout different portions of the shoe, but more primarily on the toe, we do actually have that Space Jam detailing as well. So this shoe went from being just another review to actually being a shoe that I want to keep in the personal collection. I also recently said that a previous Air Force 1 that we reviewed could potentially be the Air Force 1 of the year. But for me, this is definitely a contender. It's an absolutely incredible shoe, and I feel like the more I actually look at it, the more I actually like it. So it is definitely a shoe that I'm definitely considering keeping in the personal collection. The quality is decent, the detailing is incredible, and you know what I'm like when it comes to reflective shoes. But from there, if we then work our way back into the centre of the shoe, now in the centre we do have these all black flat shoelaces. Now the laces themselves do sit atop this pretty standard all black nylon tongue, but if we then just work our way up the laces to the top of the tongue, we have a really nice pop of colour with this bright blue tongue tag with the Nike Air Force One branding. From there, if we then just continue to work our way onto the inside of the shoe, now the sock liner is done in this all black colour to match the rest of the upper, and as far as the padding is concerned, it's pretty decent. I feel like it's going to be pretty comfortable on feet. The Air Force One in general isn't necessarily the most comfortable shoe in the world, but it's also one of those shoes that I don't find uncomfortable, kind of like in that middling ground. So if you like the overall feel of a standard Air Force One, I don't think this will be too dissimilar. I think if anything, it will be a little bit nicer on feet. And then if we do this work even further into the shoe, as you can see on the insole, we do have this primarily black colour with that Nike Air branding in that really nice blue colour. So when it actually does come to the overall sizing for this shoe, I'm going to highly suggest that you do actually try a pair before buying. As far as I'm aware, these are actually sitting at most retailers, so I do expect that you should have the opportunity to actually try them out before actually buying a pair. If they're not really local to you or you don't really have the option to try it before buying, as I do, I always go at least a half size down when it comes to Air Force Ones, as they do run really big on myself, to be completely honest. I even know certain people go a full size down. I feel like that's a little bit too much on the snug side. So this is why I always suggest that you do try a shoe before buying. But if you do want my suggestion, do go a half size down at least. And I do think that that will be the best outcome for you. But if we then just work our way to the heel of the shoe, at the top portion of the heel, we do have that Nike Air branding. And then working our way down to the midsole, as you can see, we do have this primarily black foam midsole. Switching then to the outsole of the shoe, we do have this semi-translucent glow-in-the-dark outsole. That's right, you heard me. This shoe does actually glow in the dark. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a massive fan of 3M shoes, glow-in-the-dark shoes, any kind of reflective shoes. I'm all for it. This for me almost makes up for the fact that my Jordan 6 electric greens don't glow in the dark. So the fact that this does definitely means that this has to stay in the collection. There's no way I'm going to let this one go. If you, like me, do like reflective shoes and you do like glow in the dark shoes, you definitely can't go wrong with this.
Lovely jubbly.
And other than that, we've just about covered everything that's worth mentioning on the shoe, so if we now just go ahead and wrap up the video. So just to sum up in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I'm going to give these a pretty solid 8 out of 10. It's probably only an 8 out of 10 because of the fact that A, it glows in the dark, and B, the upper is reflective, so that definitely gets at a few extra points for me. I genuinely do like this shoe a lot more than I thought I would, and this turned from a shoe that was just going to be a review to actually a shoe that's going to stay in my personal collection. But I'd really love to get your guys' opinion on it as well. Is this one a cop or is it a drop? Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you have stuck around to this point in the video, I do want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. On your way out, if you could give this video a massive thumbs up. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.